Hey everybody. So this is what I've been working on back here. Um, Not long ago, this was all just classic lawn, manicured lawn, which I enjoy. I've always enjoyed that. But I've also recently, within the last couple of years, I've been learning about native plants. And so I thought it would be really cool to reduce my lawn, and came up with this design here for a backyard native garden. And I wanted to do all native plants back here just because I love the idea of all the life, the bees and the butterflies and its own little ecosystem back here, especially as all this fills in. These all plants they're not super mature yet. I guess that little area right there is the first one I tried. I think it was 2 springs ago, maybe. Just kind of my experimental garden. And so I decided to keep going, and I just kind of eventually, the whole thing took over. I just finished up all this design within the last couple of weeks. This is a Mexican plum tree that I just planted last weekend. Obviously, it produces plums, but I don't think the plums are that great. But I think I'm just going to leave the plums for the birds. But these have these really super beautiful white blooms on them. I know that because outside of my classroom at school, there's one planted in it every spring. I just love it. So I decided I wanted one. This plant here is called a flame acanthus. It's a butterfly magnet. It's these cool little red blooms. Again, right now the blooms are declining this time of year, but there's a Texas sage. This is called a rock rose. And they're not blooming right now, but they have these beautiful little pink blooms that bloom during the day and then close up at night and open up again the next morning. This is called a fall aster, which I just absolutely love. This time of year is when it blooms, and it provides late nectar source for all the different bees and butterflies and whatnot. This is called a button bush. This is a shrub that'll get like 8 feet tall, and it kind of likes wet feet a little bit. And this area right here is where our French drain empties. So I thought this would be a cool spot for it. There's a goldenrod, which is kind of a super plant for native species. Those are some mealy blue sage. But look at these. These are called American beautyberry shrubs. Look at those pretty purple berries. The birds love those, apparently. I haven't seen them yet. These are still new, but I planted 5 of those along the fence, which might have been a little aggressive because I think they get pretty big, but I'll figure that out later. So as you can see, I've got a lot of space to fill. I've been spreading compost this morning because this whole side of the garden right here, I'm just going to let be sort of like wildflowers, native wildflowers. So I'm going to plant most of this from seed. These wedge gardens here in the middle, I've decided in each little wedge I'm going to go with like a color theme. Like this one right here in front of us is what is that, red and pink, and then that one there is like blue and purple. You get the idea. So I think that's going to be cool. This is a really cool plant right here. This is called chili pekin. It's up in the pepper family. So if you look, those are like little tiny peppers, and apparently the birds love them. Again, I just planted this. I can't plant this last spring. Look how big it got. This one is called Turk's Tap. Weird name, but y'all probably seen this around. This is a butterfly magnet. I was super pumped this summer. I planted this, I think, back in last fall, and it bloomed, and I got hummingbirds on it, and so I was super excited about that. Anyway, yeah, I've been trying to learn names of plants just because, I don't know, if I've learned anything in life, it's that we tend to not take super good care of things if we don't know their names. So I like knowing names of plants and birds on nerdy things like that. It's just kind of my thing lately. I've been kind of obsessed with this kind of stuff. So anyway, just wanted to give you a garden tour, not that you asked for one, but when everything blooms again, maybe in the spring and some of my new plants fill in, maybe I'll do another one of these so you can see, but I can't wait for it to all fill up and fill in. It's going to be cool. All right, happy Sunday.